So with that, let us go into our time of communion. And I want to share that for those of you that are, I've just assumed that everyone on this call is a believer in Jesus and loves God and has given their life to Christ. But I want to let you know that there's a portion of Scripture that talks about how this really is a remembrance, a ritual, a practice that is meant for Christians to remember what Christ has done in their lives. And that if we do it in an unworthy manner, if we are doing it just to fit in or just to because we think it's we want to eat our juice and crackers or banana bread, that's not necessarily the case, and that we invite God's wrath on us. It's a little bit hectic in the Bible there. You should read it sometime. But really, if you've given your life to Christ and you have said, I want him to be the Lord or the master or the leader, the person who's driving my decisions, then he invites you to come to his table and to eat with him and to sup with him, have supper with him, as the old King James says. And I just imagine in that passage in Revelations where Jesus is like, I stand at the door and knock. And if anyone would invite me in, I will come in and eat with him. I have a whole theology about dinner with people. And I feel like it's one of the most important things we can do. And to imagine that Jesus is waiting for us to invite him in to have dinner with us. Why would we not do that? And so we want to take this moment to invite Jesus to come have dinner with us, to answer his call to come have dinner with him. And so, as I've said before, like these things, this banana bread, the crackers, the tortilla, the chips, whatever you got in front of you, there's nothing magical about it. But we do this in remembrance of what Jesus did, because he said that this is I've grabbed the wrong one. This is my cup. This is the blood that was shed for you. Do this in remembrance of me. Do this in remembrance of the blood that he was about to shed for his disciples and thus for us as well. And so today we remember Christ's sacrifice for us. All that he gave for us. So let's join and drink the cup together. And then he also lifted up the bread and he said, this is my body that is broken for you. He was beaten. He was bruised. He took on the punishment that we deserve. But he did that because he wanted us to be in right relationship with him. He wanted us to know him again. And without a sacrifice, without a penalty for sin, we could not have that right relationship with God again. But Jesus stepped in and said, I'll take the punishment. I will take the bruising that was supposed to be for Abraham. It was supposed to be for each and every one of us. But Jesus stepped in and rescued us. And so we remember his body that was broken for us. And though it may have been bruised and lashed and beaten and crucified just like within 24 hours of when he said this prayer, another 72 hours later, he had died and risen again. And it's with that we remember that he is risen and that we can then have a relationship with him starting now and into eternity. Let's remember his body for us. Well, thank you, Lakeview, for participating today. I'm excited about this E-Word series, the evangelism series. I hope you're getting some practical insight, not only on how important evangelism is and our part in it, but some practical things you can do, some practical questions you can ask on how to move conversation along from just the weather and the Seahawks. Go Seahawks. I don't even know who they're playing this week. To more substance things. Who are they playing?
Nobody.
It's a bye week. All right. Well, blessings to you, Lakeview. Thank you for joining us.